Number 9 on this video will revolutionise your life, so give your time to this video and I promise it will be worth it. Number 1, no one has a gun to your head. I read this from The Daily Stoic, which is a book written by Ryan Holiday. No matter what situation you're facing in life, whether you feel like you're forced to make a decision or anything, no one is literally stood there with a gun to your head saying if you don't make a decision or if you mess up, I will pull the trigger. Sometimes we feel like the decisions we make are going to have the most catastrophic consequences reverberating throughout the universe for the rest of time. But most of the time, it doesn't really matter. No one has a gun to your head. Life is a state of mind. My cousin Brandon discovered this after watching a film. It was engraved on the actor's tombstone, and we'd been playing with this idea over the last year. I remember when I went travelling when I was 18 and I had a brilliant time abroad, and then after a month I came back to my hometown and just felt different. The hometown which I had regarded as depressing and lacking of opportunity had suddenly changed in my mind. The external hadn't changed, the neighbourhood was still the same, but I had changed. So the inner shifts the outer. The more seriously you take yourself, the less happy you will be. I've noticed a theme amongst myself and all of my masculine friends that sometimes we take life very, very seriously and we need to get down to the work and we need to, you know, get all this stuff done and be productive. It's brought us many lasting changes in our life, but past a certain point, seriousness will have diminishing returns on your life. And this comes when we're not playful enough, when we think, again, that someone has a gun to our head most of the time. But allowing ourselves to be more playful adds a lightness to life. I have another video about being playful, check it out. Better bored than busy. Once upon a time, there was a 17-year-old boy who did everything in his power to escape boredom. He watched countless YouTube videos, wandered the streets at night and fantasized about women. Until a few years later, this boy realized boredom was actually his best friend. A lot of people are awakening to the importance of boredom. We cannot be productive and go, go, go all of the time. In fact, you will be more productive and happier by being bored, because when you're not bored and you're externally focusing your attention on something like a screen, YouTube videos, work, then you're not getting the inner restoration that you need. But when you allow yourself to be bored, and by bored, I literally mean bored, not doing anything, you allow yourself to have an internal focus of control and operation where you can feel more restored, and you allow your dopamine levels to go back up to baseline. More dopamine, more happiness. Sometimes. Be notably frugal and notoriously fun. My mum's favourite word is frugality. She kind of had to be frugal because raising 4 kids on her own, you know, it was very important for her to be resourceful. There's a certain level of happiness that you get when you embrace minimalism and you allow yourself to get rid of the things that aren't serving you. Being notoriously fun is of course tapping into the more playful side of life. So being able to do well with less and being able to find joy in having less will improve your life. Want nothing plus do anything equals have everything. When I was 18, I had to take a train from Switzerland to get to Paris. It was a really long journey, about 12 hours in total, and getting the train from a French town through to Paris, it was about 2 hours long. And I walked down the whole carriage of the train because everywhere on this train was packed, and I walked into one carriage. I went to open the door and the door didn't open, so I thought, oh, I won't bother. And then this man, this dark-skinned, beautiful man, if I may say so, slick back grey hair, huge grey beard. He said, no, 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 open the door, open the door. So I opened it, and he looked at me and said, if you're ever going to do something in life, don't hesitate. 2 hours later, we had spoken the whole train journey. His name was Prasantha, he was from Sri Lanka and he was Buddhist. He struck me with an air of being incredibly successful because he was a very rich man and very wealthy, but he didn't necessarily want anything. And that's how he came across to me, and he had such an air of power and fluidity with how he carried himself. So that's what I think about when I think about this equation. Want nothing plus do anything equals have everything. Desire is a contract we make with ourselves to be unhappy until we get which we want. Naval Ravikant said that. So you have to understand that when you want something that you don't yet have, you're going to be unhappy until you get it. So when you want nothing, you relinquish that power, but when you act anyway, you get everything. Does that make sense? It's the Matthew principle in the Bible. To he who has everything, more shall be given. To he who has nothing, everything shall be taken away. If you're not bothered about female attention, yet you still act from a place of love and you listen to women and you interact with them, then you're going to get a lot of attention. If you relinquish your desire to see your actions come to fruition and achieve results, but you still engage in the work anyway, you're not going to be attached to the outcome, so you're gonna feel more abundant. There is no solace in externals. Fullness and groundedness come from within. I realised this 2 years ago because I went on a walk and I found that every point of dissatisfaction in my life mostly came from me seeking fulfillment in something which I had no control over and which was outside of myself. This peace, this enlightenment, this fullness, this wealth, this happiness that you're searching for comes inside from here. Comes inside. Comes from inside. Be as you wish to seem. When I was 17 and in sixth form, I would take ages to get ready in the morning because I was so worried about my appearance and how other people would see me. Deep down, I just wanted to be confident and I wanted to come across as competent as well. Now what's changed over the years, now I'm 23, is I am my own judge as to whether I am confident or not. And proving it to myself is enough. And I also understood this 2 years ago. Whenever I act with uncertainty in my life, uncertainty is exactly what I get. Whenever I blag it sometimes and act with certainty, certainty is what I get. When you act with no hesitation and you act with boldness, that's what you invite into your life. But if you half-heart things and you timidly walk around, that's what you're going to bring. You're going to bring confusion and timidity. Number 9. You ready? Because I promised this one would revolutionise your life. Live as if everything is rigged in your favour. This comes from the Persian poet Rumi. Every time I read it, it's enough. So listen to it one more time and then we'll move on. Live as if everything is rigged in your favour. Sink it in. Your presence has purpose. Wherever I go, the party is there. There I was, 7 months ago, sat in the membership office, which had absolutely no natural light in and was a dull, four-walled room. It was a bright, sunny summer's day in Bristol, and I knew that because I had biked to work in the morning and had just absorbed the sun for 30 minutes before I came into work because I knew for the next 8 hours I wouldn't get any sunlight. As I began to work, because it was a Saturday, all I could think about was the amount of people out in the centre of Bristol enjoying the sun and having a brilliant time. I was working in a leisure centre and on a Saturday no one wanted a gym membership and no one was in the gym. Everyone was outside enjoying the weather. Internally bemoaning my fate, I had a thought. You know what? Screw the sun. Screw having fun outside. I'm here. Right now. My presence here is enough. I will die one day, and if it be today, if it be in this moment, so be it. I'm going to have fun and I'm going to be fully present with what I'm doing. In fact, this present moment is enough. And then I got back to my work and I had the most productive day I've ever had. This is how you achieve true confidence through spiritual presence. Because just that one word, presence, your presence has purpose. And being able to fully absorb yourself into whatever you're doing, and you don't feel the need to be anywhere. You know, we have that quite a lot. You arrive somewhere and you're like, oh, I can't wait until I'm here again. Or you think, oh, you know, it's a miserable day. I'll show you. And you think, oh, it's a miserable day, but then you're like, oh shit, I fucked that up. And you think, oh, I wish I was in Spain right now. No, have the presence and the awareness to be fully where you are. Your presence has purpose and your presence is enough. The world is responding to you. Like I said earlier, whenever I was acting with uncertainty, that is exactly what I got. But whenever I was acting with certainty, that is what I propelled in my life. Sounds simple, right? Yeah, not when you're ending a relationship. So the world isn't reacting to you, it's responding to you. Allows you immense inner confidence because you now know however you carry yourself in life, that is how you're going to be treated. If you carry yourself around like a defeated dog, that's how people are going to see you, that's how you're going to feel, and those are the results that you're going to get, the results of a defeated dog. But if you have an internal shift, that will present itself physically. Which leads us into our next and final point. To love yourself, behave in ways you admire. 2 years ago, I realised that I didn't have the best relationship with myself. I was carrying around a confused anger inside me. I didn't really open up and articulate anything about it until one day I thought, you know, enough is enough, and I decided to go on a walk. I walked and walked and walked so far until I thought I really cannot be bothered to walk home. You know when you walk too far and you're like, oh, I've got to do the same journey back home. So in order to kill the time, I started to talk to myself out loud, and randomly I started to talk for the first time ever in my life about the things I was grateful for and the things that I had accomplished that had made me proud. The inner shift I felt was incredible. Because I realised the importance of expressing gratitude and self-celebrating in that way, I now have a new friend, and he's called Austin, and he lives in my mind. This will sound batshit crazy, but Austin looks like a surfer dude. He's pretty jacked, and he's quite chill in life. He lives in my head. I have the whole scenario where I meet him in like a dark room. This sounds so sus, but anyway, whenever I need some help or accountability or someone to cheer me on, I have a conversation with Austin in my head. I love Austin because he's stern, he's respectful, he holds me accountable, he wants me to be disciplined, courageous, and if he needs to deliver a stern lesson of accountability, he doesn't do it in a judgmental or a sarcastic way. He does it in a way because he wants the best for me. And I know that he wouldn't cheer me on if I sat around and was a fat lump all day. He would say something along the lines of, "You know what will help you, Lewis, long term. Okay, so pick yourself up and let's get to work." If I could attribute one groundbreaking moment in my life that really propelled me forward in my self-development journey, it would be that walk. Seriously. If you enjoyed this video, I would appreciate a like or subscribe. No worries if not, because I know everyone asks you to do that. But it does help the channel and it gives me feedback to make more videos like this. I've got plenty more videos like this upcoming, so let me know in the comments if you want to see more like this or on different topics, and I will see you in the next one. Stay dangerous, amigo.